Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a video I've been super pumped to do. So today I'm going to be doing a full face, absolutely full face of sample products, of mini sample small version products, you know. Some are in the form of like the paper sheet, like legit sample. Some are in just like a smaller version. Like for example, this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray and it's just a baby version. Like I have everything in here and I'm really excited to, you know, do this. I think it's gonna be really fun, like a itty bitty tiny cute little tutorial. And this not only is just fun and is something that I've seen done before and I thought would be really fun and cute to do, but also this is a good way to test new product instead of having to go out and purchase it and then maybe not like it, and that was a waste of however much, especially for the higher end products, which I believe almost all of this is high end because a lot of it is from Sephora with the rewards points and everything. So yeah, let's dive right in. I even have, guys, a sample size of the Beauty Blender. Now, I'm gonna try it, but if it's really, I feel like I'm gonna get frustrated because it's gonna be so small. So if that is the one thing, I may go to my full size thing. And then obviously brushes, like I don't have like mini brushes. I have a lot of samples, guys, like a lot. I have this full box. Oh, now they're falling out. I have this full box of samples, like it's literally packed full of samples. And I went through already and kind of decided which ones I wanted to use. I tried to get a lot of ones that I had not used before because this is a good, like I said, a good way for me to kind of test out some new products. I have literally everything from primer to lipstick, lip gloss. I have cream contour, cream highlight. I actually think I have only cream contour and highlight. I didn't have like a powder contour, but I'm actually going to use, I have this Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Microfine Powder. That's a long name. I've actually never used this and I'm kind of like ashamed of that because I've heard such amazing things about it, and so I thought I would use this as my powder. I do also have some loose powder by Hourglass, so I'm going to kind of use both, and then I might use the dark one in this to powder contour. We're working with what we got, but we have got a lot, so let's see how this goes. I'm supposed to squeeze this a little pack of water and then it's supposed to dispense in here. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Ooh. You know how long I've wanted to do that? I wanted to use this just to like get the satisfaction of squeezing that, and I was like, wait, no, I have to save it. So you're supposed to, yeah, squeeze it. The water dispensed into the lower part, and now it is growing, as I'm sure we all know. It's just like the same one. You get it wet and it grows and it kind of becomes, it's softer. And I'm not gonna be able to use this. I'm gonna try, but it's just so tiny. I'm also getting water everywhere. I'm trying to get it back in the bag. So when you use a beauty blender, you want to wet it. Some people don't, but I really find it makes a huge difference in the performance of the sponge, and you want to kind of squeeze the excess water out. Maybe okay, I'm going to use this for concealer because I really don't want to apply foundation with this. It's going to take me 3 hours. Let's start with primer. Today I'm going to actually be using 2 primers because I want to try them both. So I'm going to start with the Milk Makeup Blur Stick and the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. Let's start with some Milk Makeup and see how this does for pores, because this is something that I've wanted to kind of test before. I know a lot of these products are not new, so I'm a little like behind on the game with some of these, but okay, so I'm not like actually the biggest fan of this right now. I just feel like it's an interesting texture. I I do notice a difference in my pore size. So I'm going to continue to use this. It was like a really dry texture because I think it was in the stick. So I definitely am going to be still trying this Dr. Brandt primer. I'm going to apply this all over my face. And this also is mattifying as well, it says, so that's nice. Okay, so my face is primed. I'm really excited to see how this helps in terms of gripping the makeup, but in terms of smoothing out the pores, I am really impressed. A lot of foundation samples, but the one that I chose today is the Stellar Limitless foundation. I've heard really great things about this. And so I just wanted to try it for quite some time. I'm going to go with the L01 because I typically am the lightest shade of whatever they've got going on. Like in the shade range, I'm typically the lightest because I am so pale. So I'm going to open this baby up, and I actually have 2 samples. So that's another reason why I picked this one, because I was like, okay, so if it's not enough foundation for me, I've got to. It's a tiny bit light, like a tiny bit. I'm gonna apply it, and then if I need to maybe mix a tiny bit of the darker one in to make it a little darker, I will. Ooh, yeah, that's really pale. Well, I'm gonna do the one side and just see how it goes. So this Limitless Foundation by Stellar, real life, real skin shades that unify undertone for a flawless natural finish. I mean, when you look at it beside my arm and like my hand, it does match. My face just has a lot of redness, so sometimes when I add foundations that actually do match me, it looks really light. Like it's like a slight bit lighter than my neck, but we'll just bronze my face up. So it's not like my favorite foundation and just the way that it's sitting on my skin, but it's okay. We will see once it's set how it looks. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead with concealer. I'm going to use my little baby beauty blender. Now my only concern here is that this might be a little bit darker than the foundation, but hopefully it's not too dark. It's a little bit like more yellow. Yeah, it definitely is darker. Let me see. I also have the NARS, like the Radiant Creamy Concealer. So I'm gonna see if their lightest shade is light enough, and if it is, then I'll use that one. It's better. Okay, it's better. I don't like that little sample beauty blender. I don't know how that would even really give somebody an example of the beauty blender, because the texture is even different. Like it feels almost like just a little mini sponge, whereas the beauty blender is, I don't know, for me, it personally, I just felt like it was way too different. I'm just gonna apply this on top of that Kevin O'Connell. Man, I actually forgot how much I like that concealer. I think I need to get it again because I don't even have it. I'm going to set my under eyes with this Hourglass translucent setting powder. I'm going to go ahead with my cream contour, the Tarte Sculptor. Okay, now I'm going to be doing a cream blush. I'm actually going to be using the Milk Makeup Work Lip and Cheek. Let's apply. Oh my goodness, it has a cap on and I just was rubbing it on my lips. Like, why isn't this working? Oh, that's a beautiful color. I just wanted to apply something to my lips because I sometimes feel like they get dry. So I'm just dotting it on the cheeks. I'm going to use my Morphe E6 and kind of softly, circular motions, kind of just buffing it into the skin. And then I'm actually going to apply the blush onto the brush. Pat it on the back of my hand a little bit just to soften it. And then I'm going to apply it to the cheeks, kind of dabbing and then blending and buffing it out. That's a gorgeous color. And these Milk Makeup products are absolutely amazing for the smell. Now I know it looks really funny with that under eye baking, but once we brush that away and then set the rest of the face, I think this blush is absolutely gorgeous. And I like a really, rosy cheek because I am so pale. I like some more color in my face and I just like the blush. Now that's a little bit too much, but I also go back with my beauty blender around the edges and soften it all. Okay, and then I'm going to use my cream highlight before I set my face, which was the Hourglass Flash highlighting stick. I'm going to use champagne because I typically prefer a champagne highlight over a pink highlight. That's really pretty. I'm just gonna kind of go over with the blush brush just to kind of blend the two together a bit, and then I'm gonna apply a little bit more of that highlight because it is so pretty. I'm getting like mixed up which one is which. I almost went into my concealer and applied that over top of my highlight. I'm going to try to apply it a little bit with my sponge. This is a really, really pretty highlight. I'm getting this, like, so glowy. It's like, I wish I hadn't have set my under eyes because it is affecting it a little bit, I do have to say. It's that harsh line in between a little bit, but I'm gonna try to blend that out once I've set the rest of my face. I'm actually going to use the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna rip this off. It had the little film over it. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to be using my Morphe G7 and obviously going into Fair. Okay, so I'd like literally just enough to set the face. That highlight, and it kind of went a little bit like funky. You know when you set highlighters, sometimes they go a little bit funky. Okay, let's just see if we can redeem ourselves here. It's not too bad, but it's a little funky. I almost applied more highlight. Okay, I'm not going to play around with it too much because it doesn't look that bad. I like the highlight. I liked it before I set it, and then I set it and it kind of went funky. I like the blush. It's a little bit, it's natural and it's rosy and it's really, really pretty. I don't know what the issue was there in terms of the highlight. Is it the highlight? Is it the powder? Or is it the combo? It could be a number of things. I'm going to actually use this dark foundation foundation and I'm going to contour with that, or like use it as my powder bronzer, just to help blend that and kind of, you lose, I personally feel like you lose a little bit of the contour when you use a cream contour and then set it, and I can't not set it. So I like to just pop a little bit on to reinforce. And it blends it too, right? Like it really does help. And this actually worked perfectly as a bronzer, so that's really cool. Okay, I went ahead and did my brows because that takes 30 years, and I didn't think you guys wanted to, why am I so low all of a sudden? There we go. I didn't think you guys would want to see me do my brows for 300 years. So I actually used the Kat Von D 24-Hour Super Brow. I've never used this. Really, really, really nice. I really like this, and so we will see how it stays. I'm gonna do my eyes now. I'm actually going to be using these Itty Bitty Baby, I just got powder all over them, but it's okay. Laura Mercier cream eyeshadow sticks. They're definitely smaller than the regular full-size ones. So I'm going to dive right in, and I'm going to apply Amethyst. Cool. And I'm going to apply this in my crease and on my outer lid. And we're going to blend this out with the Morphe E22. And I just want it to be soft, so I'm like really blending it. This is going to be my transition color. I'm going to focus that. Right there. A Morphe E17, it's a more dense, firm, and smaller brush. And I'm just going to slowly kind of pat and pull a little bit because I don't want it to totally fade out, but I just kind of want to soften the edges and blend it into the other shadow. I typically, like I said, would use powder, and because I want this look to be nice, I'm going to. All I'm going to do is I'm going into my Huda Beauty nude palette, and I'm going to go into this purple shade up here, which is Love Bite, and I'm just going to set that. So I'm just going over. See, I love powder. I don't mind cream shadows and liquid eyeshadows once in a while, but typically it's for inner corner or lid. I don't use them a lot for the eyelid, but I just didn't have any eyeshadow in a sample size. So I wanted to be able to utilize those, but because I want to wear this all day, I'm going to set it. So I just went over that purple with the powder and I set that. Do Teddy. It is like kind of a peachy, nudie color, and I love this as a transition color, and I'm just going to go along those edges. I know this is cheating because it's not the sample, but who cares? So now I'm just going to take the rose gold stick and apply it all over the lid. And this is really a really pretty color. It's really soft and like subtle. I'm just going to use my finger to blend that out. Just kind of blending out the edges. So pretty. And to set that, I know guys, I'm cheating with this whole palette here, but the Daydream with my finger from this palette. It's that one right there. And I'm going to press that. Like, come on, how can I not add this on? So pretty. And just kind of using my brush to blend that. Okay, so I went ahead and finished underneath. All I did was take that, where did that go? Take the Aubergine Caviar Stick by Laura Mercier, and I kind of went underneath there like that, just to about halfway. Blended that out with that Morphe E17. Applied a little bit of that Love Bite from the Huda Beauty palette, and then blended that all out with a Morphe E30 and a little bit of that Teddy from the palette. So that's what I did underneath there, and then just brought that Daydream, which I placed on the lid just underneath a little bit. And then I went ahead and used the Laura Mercier Eye Color Stick, the mini one obviously, in Tuxedo, which is black, and I actually used a Sigma Flat Definer, an E15. It's just like the flat kind of brush you would use to smudge or line, and I just kind of did a thicker, more, it's kind of a smokier line. And then I used the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. This is sample size, on my top lashes. Now I'm just going to apply my mascara to the bottom. Pretty happy with this look, even though I had to go into this palette. I think it just made it look a lot better. Let's move on. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush because I feel like I lost the blush when I kept trying to blend out that highlight. I have this little Bare Minerals. It was in this little mini pack. Bounce and Blur blush in Mauve Sunrise. Yeah, it is. So I'm just gonna apply like a little bit in the cheeks. Okay, so I have the cutest little lip liner by Tarte. Like, it's so small, so cute. And this is in Latergram. I have like the smallest lipstick I've ever seen, and it's a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, which I think would match pretty well. So this is the finished look. I'm pretty happy with it, other than that highlighting incident. I would have liked, I wish I had a powder highlight. I thought this was super fun and super cute. Like, all these little itty bitty products are adorable and I love them. And I feel like it was also just nice to use some of them instead of them sitting in a box. And I tried some new products, so that's always fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you would like to see more videos like this, because I have a lot of samples. So make sure you comment if you'd like to see more of these, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that you will be notified when I upload new videos. I upload every Monday and Thursday, so stay tuned, subscribe, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. See you guys next time. Bye.